Okay, this is Jeremiah 30:7, and it reads, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." All right? Let me read that again. "Alas, that day is great, so that none is like it," man. So there's gonna be no day like this day, man. No day, man. When was that? When was there a day that was worse than any other day, man? That has happened up till now, worse than slavery. When was that? All right, that never happened yet. That's about to happen. Okay. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, which means it's the time of the Israelites' trouble. All right, but he shall be saved out of it. Not the whole nation, but a remnant out of the nation of Israel shall be saved out of it. Okay, that's what it means. Said he shall be saved out of it, which means a remnant of the nation of Israel shall be saved out of it. Okay? Alright, let's get the Apocrypha. Like I said, man, you Israelites, you guys don't take this thing serious. But when the Most High starts to do his thing, then you're gonna want to take it serious. Then you're gonna want to come into the camp. Then you're gonna want to serve the Most High. Alright? But when that tribulation comes, it's too late. It says, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found." Okay? So that's 2nd Ezra 16.
Maybe you just put too long.
Okay, so I'm going to start at 2nd Ezra 16, verse 18, and it said, all right, and this is what's coming, man. The Israelites want to play games, want to joke, you want to joke around, you don't want to get serious, you want to be watching, on the comment boards instead of putting your hand to the plow and doing the work, all right? The Most High is about to bring something serious upon you, man, all right? And it was always like this with Israel. Israel always was playing games until that time when that destruction came. All right. Then they were calling on the Most High, man. Then they were calling on him, but he wasn't going to hear them because they had the words in front of them, but they ignored the words, man. All right. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 18. "The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear." Right? "The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come?" All right? "Behold, even the powers, even the governments are going to stand in fear, man. Even the top governments, the presidents, the prime ministers, they're going to be in fear in that time. All right? "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a memory. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scorching." All right, so the Most High is going to send famines. All right, he's going to send plagues. Okay, just like how you see it in Venezuela. Look at that times 10. That's what's going to happen to all these different so-called first world countries. Okay, that's what's going to happen to America. That's what's going to happen to Sweden. All these different countries that are known as so-called first world countries, they're going to get it just as bad or worse, actually worse, because they never been through no tribulation, man. These Edomites don't know what it's like to face tribulation, all right? But what's going on in Venezuela, they ain't putting that in the news too much, okay? But that's coming to a city near you, man, all right? And it says, "Behold, victuals shall be sold good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. All right? For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. All right? And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. All right? For the earth shall be waste, and the city shall be cast down. All right? So it's gonna be as dung, man. All right? Which means the earth, which means when somebody dies, they ain't gonna have time to bury them. Okay? That's how much people are gonna be dropping dead in these times. Okay? So if Nate's telling you that ain't no tribulation gonna come to the nation of Israel, he's lying to you, man, and he's a charlatan. All right, because the nation of Israel is going to face great tribulation. All right, because what? The Most High already sent His word out. All right, He already sent His word out so that you can get right, that you can have a place of repentance. All right, but what's most of the nation of Israel doing, man? They're ignoring that fact. They want to do what they want to do. All right, so the Most High is going to allow these tribulations that I'm reading about to overtake them and destroy them. All right, all right. And it says, okay, verse 22. Masalakia 23, all right? And the dead should be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. All right, they show you that in I Am Legend. All right, when Will Smith was out there by himself, and there was like basically no people out there, man. All right, there's like wild animals running around the city. It's gonna be something similar to that. That's what's gonna happen on this side. All right, and it said, the trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. All right, because so much people are gonna die. All right, that it's gonna be hard to find another person, man. That's what it's gonna get. It's gonna get to, man. Okay, because it even shows you in that movie that every day he would go out to a certain place and speak on the microphone. All right, and that microphone he would be calling out for people who are survivors of that certain incident. All right. But so in that time, it's going to be similar to that, because there's not going to be a lot of people out there. All right, the majority of the people are going to have perished. All right, that's why I said billions of people are going to die on the earth, man. In that time, okay, there's going to be a time of war. There's going to be a time of famine. All right, a time of great plagues. All right, can't forget about the plagues. Right, these plagues are coming, man. Okay, like Ebola, that was just a test run, man. That was, how come we don't hear about that no more? Okay, that's just a test room. Esau has something set up called the CDC, man. Right, the Center for Disease Control. Okay, because they control the diseases, man. They'll be able to put it out and set it off to the public at will, man, whenever they want to, man. Okay, and they're about to do that, man. There's about to be great pandemics, all right? And diseases that we never heard about. That's gonna hit. It's gonna hit this place. Okay. And it says, and another thing is Esau has certain diseases out there that can actually make people turn to zombies, all right? That came out a while back, man. Like basically where they don't even control their own mind, all right? So Esau's about to let that type of thing go get loose, man, all right? So there's a great time that's coming, man. And it says, for a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. All right. So it says there shall be 10 left in the city, man. All right. So imagine being in Montreal or something. There's only 10 people left, man. All right. That's what it's gonna be like in certain cities. Okay. That's what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be like you're gonna barely be able to find another person, man. That's how much people are gonna die out in this time. Okay? And the Most High is calling to the elect of the nation of Israel to escape from that, man. All right? To be delivered from that time. But the nation of Israel is looking at that like that's nothing, man. Okay? No, that don't really matter. Let me just do my thing, man. let me just go to this party. I have things I gotta take care of. What could be more important than escaping a time like that? All right. And it reads, as in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives, or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so, in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. All right. So the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Man. All right, because most people are gonna perish, man. All right. And guess what? They're going to go to war, and everyone who goes to war is not going to come back in this third world war. All right? Because you're fighting against Yahushua in this war. Okay? This is the war to end all wars, man. Okay? And for a lot of you, ain't going to be no choice because there's going to be a draft. All right? And that draft is going to force you to go to war. Okay? It's either that or you get put to jail. All right? So the Most High is about to bring a great tribulation upon this place, man. A great tribulation. And that's why it says also, a man shall be more precious than fine gold. Because when these women out here by themselves, when they see a man of the Lord, a man who nothing's happening to him, all right, then they're going to want to run to that man. All right, but guess what? A lot of you are just going to get sidekicked